So, Poly High School, class of 2020, I'm Mr. Karstens. A lot of you know me as the crazy and sometimes funny English teacher who always wears a tie. They said we could make a video message for you, and I thought at first, no, I don't think so. It's not my style. All the younger teachers are more tech savvy. They'll do it, not me. Then I realized most of my students this year are seniors, members of the class of 2020, your class. And I might not get to see you again in person before you move on from high school. So this is a way I can share some thoughts one more time before you're done with high school in a few more weeks. In life, certain groups of people are sometimes required to carry a heavy load of suffering and grief. For you, the class of 2020, that shoe has dropped. When I read your quick writes in my class, I learned about what a special friend you had in Christian Camacho. I attended his burial service. Before that, a couple weeks before that, there was the death of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and their friends. I know he was a big hero to a lot of you too. He was actually a hero to me as well, not so much because of his achievements on the court, which everybody else celebrates, but he was a very moral, ethical, caring human being who made the community better and became a much better husband and father when it was needed than he had been when he was younger. And let's see, now your last months of high school are spent without being able to hang out together, to give each other hugs or high fives, or to goof off in Karsten's class. Hey, wait a minute, how'd that get in there? Well, you've lost some of the key memory makers that all senior classes before you had. Prom, graduation on stage, and a chance to say goodbye to all your friends and teachers in person. I know, it's bad, but it could be worse. A little over 100 years ago, some graduating classes ended up losing most of their young men on the battlefields of World War I. A lot of your grandfathers might remember a time when they or many of their friends ended up getting drafted and sent to Vietnam. Well, okay, I think I have to turn down my background music. Just a moment, I'll be right back. Okay, by the way, that's O Fortuna by Karl Orff, a great composer, and it relates to what I'm going to be talking about in a bit. You'll see. Let's see. So I mentioned that there are other graduating classes that also were called upon to endure great suffering. Many of them were killed before they even reached their mid-20s. So at least you guys made it through high school, and you have a chance to attend college or prepare for another kind of meaningful career. Our economy has suffered, our world has changed, and that means the future looks a lot more grim than it did last year or the years before that, even more grim than a few months ago. But it will rebuild, and we'll need young people with vision to help rebuild it. That's right, the 2020 visionaries are needed to help rebuild it. That's where you guys will come in. I don't know exactly how, when, or where, but your fresh ideas, your dedication, your humor, and your caring for others will make a difference. 10 years from now, it won't matter so much that you didn't get a normal prom or graduation. What will matter is that you finished high school, and then you did whatever else you're going to do, and it will be great. You may not think so, but I think so. This quarantine won't last forever. But I believe what does last forever is love for your fellow human beings, acts of caring and kindness, the times you helped your mom, your dad, your little brother or sister, your friends, or an elderly stranger who needed a young person's help. What will take us beyond the present economic crash is the vision and dedication and unrealized potential of your generation. Maybe the suffering you've endured will help you grow in wisdom. And someday you'll look back on this and laugh and say, I got through the corona pandemic and crash of 2020. I endured that. I lived through that. And I still got through high school. I went to college, or I joined the Marines, or I went to a vocational training program and became qualified in performing an important function. Or I auditioned for Dancing with the Stars and got on. Whatever you're going to do. As the saying goes, what does not kill you makes you stronger. And now it seems you are asked to be stronger than all the classes that went before and didn't have to suffer like you have. Well, this is probably getting to be pretty long, so I'll end it soon after one more point. Before it was the name of a game show, the concept of the Wheel of Fortune was a frequent one in literature. The lady spinning it was sometimes called Lady Luck by a crass Las Vegas generation. I prefer the more classic literature name for her, the Latin term Dame Fortuna. Okay? So Dame Fortuna is always spinning the Wheel of Fortune in all of our lives, whether we realize it or not. It was mentioned in Shakespeare's King Lear, when Kent, a good and loyal servant of the king, is punished in chains for his loyalty to King Lear, who is being betrayed by his own daughters and their husbands. But it applies to your class today. Let me explain. The Wheel of Fortune is a metaphor for everyone's life experience. It's always turning, and so your life is always going up and down. Let me see, I think I have a visual here I can put on the screen for you. Let's see. Okay, so that's an artist's depiction of Dame Fortuna. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but that's sort of what she might look like. And now I'm going to get a medieval version of the Wheel of Fortune for my last visual. Let's see. Okay, not sure how well that's coming out, but this is an example of the Wheel of Fortune. Oh. Okay. As I said, I'm not very tech savvy, so I hope this works. Actually, maybe I'll just take this over here. Put this right here. Okay. So this is a visual of the Wheel of Fortune in everyone's life, including in your life. It's always turning. Okay? So your life is always going up and down, up and down. When you're up here, you're sitting on top of the world. Okay? Enjoy it. Be happy, but be aware that it can't last forever. Nobody is always on top of the world. Every life has some downs and some suffering. Okay? Sooner or later, things are going to go down again. You have to remind yourself when you're up on top. But when you're down here, and a lot of you might feel that way right now, when you're down at the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune, you might feel that way. You have to tell yourself that it won't stay down here forever either. Okay? And that's true. The stuff that I've been through, I told some of you some of the stories. I was expelled from my high school, not by my choice, against my will. I was expelled halfway through junior year. I had all kinds of major problems. I was held somewhere for a few weeks against my will. So I went through a lot of stuff too. I mean, every life has ups and downs. When you're down at the bottom, you have to tell yourself it will not stay down there forever. Okay? It's going to keep turning. And if you hang on, you'll be up on top of the world once again. As long as you hang on, you don't give up, your life keeps going up, keep going up and down. It's a lie if you tell yourself it's always going to be that bad. Nobody's life is always that bad. Eventually, things get better. Okay, so let me bring this back over here. I think the lighting's a bit better. Finish up here before this gets too long. So, class of 2020, be visionaries. Your dreams and your visions of where you can go and what you can do are just what the rest of us need to get us out of this. Thank you in advance for all you will do and achieve, the jobs you will fill, the colleges and trade schools you will attend, the military service you will put in, the families you will have and care for, the jobs you will fill, and the love and wisdom you will share with the rest of us. Farewell and blessings be upon you. Que Dios les bendiga, and stay thirsty for knowledge and wisdom, my friends. Thank you for being our students, for letting me and my colleagues teach you these 4 years you were at Poly High School. I can't wait to hear about what you achieve in the future. Farewell, visionaries. As another famous educator once said, Edward James Olmos playing Jaime Escalante. Not sure if Jaime Escalante actually said it, but it's a great quote. Remember that you are the true dreamers, and dreams achieve wonderful things. Thank you and farewell.